Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 11월 11일 월요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. We are living in an era that boasts so many technological breakthroughs that it's hard to catch up with all of them. But if there's one thing that characterizes them all, it's their tendency to make our lives less certain things. For example, bake-less desserts, driver-less cars, and ticket-less concerts. Also cordless devices. Now it seems we should add one more to this list, and that would be coinless to the shopping list. 요즘 동전 가지고 다니시나요? 거스름돈으로 동전이 많이 생긴다면 보관이 불편해 난감하셨던 경험 있으실 텐데요. 내년 초부터는 편의점이나 마트에서 현금으로 계산하고 남은 잔돈을 계좌로 바로 입금받을 수 있다고 합니다. 스마트폰에 앱만 설치하면 된다는데요. 한국은행은 이와 같은 잔돈 계좌 적립 서비스 시범 사업을 내년 초 시행하겠다고 밝혔습니다. 성큼 다가오고 있는 동전 없는 사회, 과연 어떤 모습일까요? It seems like we'll soon have to say goodbye to our piggy banks, don't you think? Well, with that in mind, let me give you today's quiz question for the first hour. The money returned when a payment exceeds the amount due is known as 1번 change, 2번 exchange, 3번 interchange, 거스름돈을 뜻하는 단어 찾아주시면 되겠습니다. 1번 change, 2번 exchange, 3번 interchange. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 뉴욕타임스 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다. 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 또 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Of course, you can send in our messages just like 신예린님 is doing this morning. Good morning 라고 보내주셨는데요. 조금 후에 여러분의 사연도 함께 소개해드리도록 하겠습니다. Okay, let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
Bolivian President Evo Morales has resigned amid growing opposition over serious irregularities found in last month's election.
에보 모랄레스 볼리비아 대통령이 격해지는 대선 불복 시위로 결국 사임했습니다.
A statewide total fire ban has also been declared across New South Wales, Australia due to catastrophic fire conditions.
호주 뉴사우스웨일즈를 강타한 역대 최악의 산불 사태로 인해 주 정부가 야외에서의 불 사용을 전면 금지했습니다.
India's Supreme Court on Saturday ruled in favor of a Hindu temple on a disputed religious ground in the country's north, triggering strong protest by a key Muslim body.
수십 년간 이어진 인도 힌두교와 이슬람교 간의 아요디아 사원 분쟁이 힌두교의 승리로 막을 내리자 양측 반응이 극명하게 엇갈리고 있습니다.
Sam Rainsy, Cambodia's self-exiled opposition leader, has reportedly landed in the Malaysian capital after promising to return home to lead an uprising against Prime Minister Hun Sen.
캄보디아 훈센 총리 퇴진을 위해 귀국하겠다고 공언한 삼 랭시 전 캄보디아 구국당 대표가 9일 오후 말레이시아에 도착했다고 로이터 통신과 AP통신 등이 보도했습니다.
Iran has discovered a new oil field estimated to contain more than 53 billion barrels of crude reserves.
이란이 원유 매장량이 530억 배럴이 넘는 유전을 발견했다고 밝혔습니다. And for the headlines and more, I'm joined by Steve this morning. Hello, how are you doing today on this Monday?
Delightful. Thank you very much for asking. How was the weekend?
It was great. I got lots of sleep.
Oh, nice. One of those weekends, huh?
Absolutely.
Good morning to our listeners. Hope everybody had a great weekend.
Yeah, indeed. Well, our opening today was about less, everything being less.
What do you think? Are we headed towards a coinless society?
I think so.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when do we actually use coins these days?
Not much.
Not at all,
Especially the
right?
10 ones, the really small currencies.
The lower you go in the currency, yeah, that's right. It seems like the less you use it.
Yeah.
But even 100원짜리s and 500원짜리s, it seems like we don't use them that much anymore.
Yeah, which is why this app, if you get it installed, is going to be really useful because from next year, you can get your change directly going into your bank account if you have this app installed. So all the small cash, the petty cash, will go directly into your bank account, and that will add up.
Oh, so
It's
that
a really
means
nifty policy.
So that means that instead of getting the coin back, and because, what do we do with the coins anyway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe we have a piggy bank. I have a dish in my house. I think I told you about that before. It has so many different currencies from the places I've been to. I have no idea what's in there anymore. But what do? We typically just keep it in a dish somewhere, and we
Yeah.
don't do anything with it, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, when there are, of course, certain usages for coins, especially the 500 one, I think is still quite useful. But things that go under 100, I think, sometimes it's just heavy
Well,
to have in your wallet.
Still useful, of course, but it seems like instead of giving it, we're more often receiving it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
don't carry much change around in our pockets these days. Yeah.
All right. Well, less is more, they say, and maybe that's going to be the case
Yeah, exactly.
in the future.
Oh, can I tell you about the new show on cable television that I'm loving?
Yeah?
It's about I don't know if our listeners have seen this or not. It's about restaurants that don't do very well. Right, and then this new chef comes in there. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
The older chef guy, right?
Gordon Ramsay?
No. This is a Korean.
This is a Korean show. Oh,
Korean show, yeah.
Okay.
So the chef, I don't know who he is exactly. He's a famous chef. He's an older guy. Apparently, he has chains of restaurants. Anyway, he comes in there and it's like restaurant nightmare type thing.
Yeah.
And the restaurant owners are doing something wrong and things are not going well. But he comes in there and makes recommendations. I'm totally addicted to the show these days.
그렇군요. It's good to know.
It's my Korean reality TV. Oh yeah, there we're Paul's showing us the image now. Do you know that guy?
Okay. I think I do. Yeah, very famous.
Check out the show. It's
Mr.
really
Beck.
fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, keep sending in your messages. We will try to get to those in just a bit. If you'd like to listen to the headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. Let's go over the headlines, Steve.
Headline number one this morning, Bolivian President Evo Morales has resigned amid growing opposition over serious irregularities found in last month's election.
에보 모랄레스 볼리비아 대통령이 격해지는 대선 불복 시위로 결국 사임했습니다.
So this update is just a few hours old,
Yep.
right? Evo Morales said he was stepping down for the good of the country, which has been, I guess, roiled by protests in the days following the election that took place on October 20th. After that, demonstrators and also the Bolivian opposition had accused electoral authorities of manipulating the vote count in favor of Morales, and he resigned just hours after he promised new elections, and this is because a report by the Organization of American States came out.
네, 그렇습니다. 볼리비아의 모랄레스 대통령이요. 우리 시간으로 오늘 새벽 대통령직에서 물러난다. 라고 밝혔습니다. 현역 최장수 지도자거든요. 이제 거의 14년 만에 물러나게 되는데 이번 대선에서 당선이 사실 이제 사선 연임에 당선이 되기는 했습니다만 부정 시비가 불거지면서 이제 뭐 그냥 국민들뿐만 아니라 뭐 경찰까지도 가세를 하면서 물러나라 한 3주째 시위가 이어지고 있었습니다. He was elected, but people say not really because those numbers may have been rigged.
The irregularities, yeah, according to the report, again, by the Organization of American States. So the alleged irregularities are, or at least include, failures in the chain of custody for ballots, also alteration and forgery of electoral material, redirection of data to unauthorized servers and data manipulation, and they say that that impacted the official vote count. Also, a quote from the OAS report, the manipulations to the computer system used in the elections are of such magnitude that they must be deeply investigated by the Bolivian state to get to the bottom of this issue.
그렇습니다. 지난 20일 대통령 선거가 있었는데요. 대선 과정에서 부정이 있었다는 그 미주 기구 OAS의 발표가 있었습니다. 그 후 국민과 군, 경 모두 사퇴를 요구하면서 이제 압박을 했고 최근까지만 해도 이제 그러면 재선을 하는 게 어떻겠느냐라고 모랄레스 대통령이 발표를 했었지만 결국은 오늘 새벽에 물러나겠다라고 발표를 했습니다.
Yes, so the organization, they recommended new elections be held, but I don't think we know exactly when those are going to happen
Sure,
just
because
yet.
this is hot news.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go on to our next story.
A statewide total fire ban has also been declared across New South Wales, Australia, due to catastrophic fire conditions.
호주 동남부 뉴 사우스 웨일즈를 강타한 역대 최악의 산불 사태로 인해 주 전체에 불 사용이 전면 금지됐습니다.
So Australia has been warned of this catastrophic wildfire threat. It's killed 3 people so far. It's also led to thousands of people being forced from their homes. And this is really terrifying because, you know, people in towns across the country have been evacuated. Residents in vulnerable communities have been urged to leave their houses and seek shelter in places like shopping centers.
Right. Over the weekend, how many forest fires were there?
Well, on Sunday, there were more than 100 fires still burning. More than 100 still burning. Just in one day in New South Wales and Queensland. This is really scary.
그렇습니다. 뉴 사우스 웨일즈 주에서 일요일 기준 100여 건의 산불이 동시에 진행 중이라는 보도가 있었습니다. 외신 보도에 따라서는 70에서 100 사이 숫자가 조금 오고 가기는 합니다만 굉장히 큰 규모고요. The reason for that is because of the terrible drought they're seeing for the first time in decades.
Hot, dry, and windy weather.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what they say is the reason for these unprecedented number of bushfires.
그렇습니다. 65년 이후 최악의 장기 가뭄에다가 고온 건조한 날씨 그리고 또 강한 바람까지 모두 겹치면서 이렇게 산불이 기승을 부리는 모습입니다. 그래서 오늘과 내일 11일 그리고 12일 뉴 사우스 웨일즈 주 전체에서 야외 불 사용이 금지됩니다.
The temperatures on Tuesday in Sydney are supposed to be 37 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So it's not expected to get better before perhaps it gets worse.
Right, no campfires, no lighting of any matches, nothing outdoors, no fires.
Absolutely. Those are the steps that need to be taken.
All right, let's go on to our next headline.
India's Supreme Court on Saturday ruled in favor of a Hindu temple on a disputed religious ground in the country's north, triggering strong protest by a key Muslim body.
수십 년간 이어진 인도 힌두교와 이슬람교 간의 아요디아 사원 분쟁이 힌두교의 승리로 막을 내리자 양측 반응이 극명하게 엇갈리고 있습니다.
So this dispute over land ownership has been one of India's most heated issues, with Hindu nationalists demanding a temple on the site in the town of Ayodhya. Now, the 16th century mosque that was there before was destroyed by Hindu hardliners back in December of 1992. And that led to a massive Hindu-Muslim violent streak that left more than 2,000 people dead.
네, 1992년도에 이제 힌두교들이요, 이 지역에 있었던 이슬람 사원을 파괴했습니다. 그로 인해서 인도 종교 역사상 최악의 유혈 사태가 이루어졌죠. 한 2,000명 정도가 사망했습니다.
So the verdict on Saturday paves the way for this building of a temple that will take the place of this demolished mosque. So obviously Hindus are very happy about this,
Sure.
and Muslims are not happy about this at all. Now, the 5 Supreme Court justices who heard the case said, first of all, it was unanimous. They said that 5 acres or 2 hectares of land will be allotted to the Muslim community to build a mosque.
Right.
They did not specify where that would be. The court said that the 5 acres is, quote unquote, restitution for the unlawful destruction of the mosque, but the Muslim community is not happy with this decision at all. They said, we don't care. It's not the land, it's the mosque itself, right?
Right, exactly. And that plot of land is apparently too small to house their very large mosque. 그렇습니다. 이제 힌두교 그리고 이슬람교 간의 그 종교 갈등이 지금 수십 년간 이어지고 있는데요. 이번에 인도 대법원은 아요디아라는 지역의 사원 부지를 힌두교도들에게 주기로 했습니다. 그로 인해서 이제 이슬람교 교도들은 굉장히 불만이 당연히 많겠고요. 나렌드라 모디 총리 같은 경우에는 그동안 힌두 민족주의를 강화해왔기 때문에 이번 판결에 대해서 아주 의미가 있다, 긍정적인 평가를 했습니다.
So these Hindu hardliners, if you're interested a little bit more about the history, they say they want to build this new temple to Ram on the site, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to them because they revere that as his birthplace. They say that the mosque that was built, the mosque that was destroyed in 1992, that was built after a temple dedicated to Ram was destroyed by Muslim invaders. So this history goes way back. And the police there are actually being quite careful about it as well because when the news came out, you know, Hindu celebrators were out in the streets of Ayodhya, you know, handing out sweets and things of that nature. And police persuaded them, please do go back to your homes and celebrate, you know, privately, if you will.
Sure.
People were out at night with candles and lamps and firecrackers, but the police were just wanting everyone to be as safe as possible.
Absolutely. Well, Hindus do take up about 80% of the Indian population, so that number may have had something to do with it. Let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 4 this morning, Sam Rainsy, Cambodia's self-exiled opposition leader, has reportedly landed in the Malaysian capital after promising to return home to lead an uprising against Prime Minister Hun Sen.
네, 캄보디아의 훈센 총리 퇴진을 위해 귀국하겠다고 공언한 샘 랭시 전 캄보디아 국당 대표가 항공편으로 말레이시아에 도착했다고 로이터 통신과 AP 통신 등이 어제 보도했습니다.
So Sam Rainsy is 70 years old. He's the founder of the now banned of the now banned Cambodia National Rescue Party. And wanted to get back to Cambodia, but tried to get back to Bangkok first, to Thailand. That did not work out, was not allowed to board a flight in Paris to Bangkok, and been living in Paris, since 2015, and now will be looking for a new way to go home, I suppose.
그렇습니다. 프랑스에서 2015년 말부터 이제 망명 생활을 해온 샘 랭시 전 CNRP 대표입니다. CNRP는 이제 캄보디아 구국당인데요. 그동안에 지금 몇 년 동안 망명 생활을 했지만 이번에는 캄보디아의 훈센 총리 퇴진을 위해서 귀국하겠다라고 밝히면서 캄보디아에는 귀국을 못합니다. 그래서 옆에 있는 말레이시아에 도착했다는 소식이에요. She couldn't go directly to Cambodia because they're blocking her from entering the country, but she might actually be able to go for a few days. And she faces a lot of opposition, obviously, from the reigning government.
Yeah, exactly. And the plan may have been to go back through Thailand through the land border, but Thailand has said that Sam Rainsy will not be allowed into the country.
Okay, and we will have to get more updates on that story as it comes out. Let's go on to our next story.
Iran has found a whole lot of new oil. They have discovered a new oil field estimated to contain more than 53 billion barrels of crude reserves.
네, 이란이 원유 매장량이 530억 배럴이 넘는 유전을 발견했다고 밝혔습니다. And my apologies there, Sam Rainsy, he, not a she. I was thinking about the other opposition leader there.
Yeah, right.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So this new discovery in the new oil field in the southwest of the country, it has the potential to boost the reserves, the oil reserves, by about a third. That according to President Hassan Rouhani. Speaking on Sunday, President Rouhani also said workers and the exploration arm of the National Iranian Oil Company, we found an oil field with 53 billion barrels of reserves. And that area, the field, stretches over 2,400 square kilometers.
네, 그렇습니다. 원유 매장량이 무려 530억 배럴이 넘는 유전이 새로 발견됐다고 해요. 지금 현재는 이 발견되기 전까지만 해도 이란이 전 세계 원유 매장량으로 봤을 때 세계 4위였는데 이제는 세계 3위가 될 전망입니다. It's going from the fourth country with the most oil reserves to the third, and that comes in the face of U.S. Sanctions.
Yes, exactly. So Iran had an estimated 157 billion barrels, of proved crude oil in reserves in January of 2018, and that number is about to get a lot higher, I would say. Yes, you're right. Iran ranks as the world's fourth largest reserve holder of oil and the second largest holder of gas reserves. That is according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration.
네, 그렇습니다. 미국이 아무리 경제 제재를 이란에 가한다고 해도 이제 이란은 더 많은 유전이 있다라고 하면서 이제 이란에서 이렇게 발표를 했습니다. 아마도 앞으로 이제 이런 미국의 제약, 경제 제재를 받은 것이 새로운 원유 발견이 됨으로 인해서 좀 완화가 되지 않을까라는 기대가 있는 것 같습니다. Well, those were our headlines for this morning. Let me get my he's and she's straight now.
I thought you knew something that I didn't.
Steve, our news guy, not girl, will introduce our quiz.
Quiz question this morning. The money returned when a payment exceeds the amount due is known as number 1, change, number 2, exchange, number 3, interchange. So lots of changes in there, right?
그렇죠. 거스름돈을 뜻하는 짧은 단어 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 1번 change, 2번 exchange, 3번 interchange. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 뉴욕타임즈 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다. Here's Creedence Clearwater Revival with Have You Ever Seen the Rain? You're listening to Morning Special. 김경미 님이요. 땡그랑 한 푼 돼지저금통에 동전 모아 한 번에 바꾸는 재미 희망이 없어질 것 같아요. 라고 하셨습니다. You can still keep your piggy banks. It's just that there's going to be an alternative option of this app.
Grow flowers in it or something.
화분으로 쓰시래요.
We call that repurposing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
클로이라는 아이디 쓰시는 분이요. 그동안 남편의 동전은 제가 모두 꿀꺽했는데 잔돈 계좌이체 서비스가 생기면 그 좋은 게 다 끝나겠군요. 라고 하셨어요. Oh, it was my job up until now to collect my husband's change and it came up to a nice sum, but I'm sad that this app is going to prevent me from collecting the coins.
I remember back in the 2002 World Cup.
Yeah.
One day I went to the bank because I had taken all of my coins right with me to the bank to get them changed into bills. And I remember Korea was playing the United States at the time. It was that game. What a great game that was, huh? Anyway, all of the bank employees were in the staff room watching the game. There's nobody at the front. And one person came out and I said, boink, I have all of these coins. And they just gave me the papers and said, here, you can wrap them. And went back into the office to watch the game.
Really?
Yeah, now on any other day, I would have been maybe a little upset about that. But no, not during the World Cup. Not during a game where Korea is playing. No way.
Oh, wow.
I said, yep, no problem. I'll handle it myself.
김현영 님이요. 저는 요즘도 잔돈이 생기면 돼지저금통에 넣곤 한답니다. 그런데 아들이 제 몰래 돼지저금통에 들어있는 잔돈을 가져가는 것 같아요. This person has a piggy bank, but it's very strange, they say, how the coins seem to disappear every time their son goes near the piggy bank.
Someone might have sticky fingers.
Exactly.
As we say, right?
Sticky fingers.
Yeah.
손이 끈적끈적해서 돈이 자동으로 손에 붙나 봅니다. 이종옥 님이요. 오늘은 제 24회 농업인의 날입니다. 농업인에게는 감사함을, 농업의 중요성을 한번 되새겨 봅니다. 라고 보내주셨어요. Today is agricultural day, apparently. So yeah, well, happy agricultural 농업인이니까 what's the word for the people who work in the agricultural field?
Farmers?
Farmers Day, I guess. Farmer's Day. So happy Farmer's Day to everyone out
Absolutely.
there if you are farming. We do have some listeners actually who used to live in the city and they decided to go out into the countryside and are listening to Morning Special as they farm.
Yeah, that's
We've
awesome.
had some messages like that.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I gave a gift to one of our listeners
did
who's
you?
a farmer. Yeah,
Yes,
our Nova
fantastic.
Scotia coat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, remember when I came back for the anniversary special? I
Yeah.
think we talked about him on that day. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, sir. I hope the coat is
Yes.
serving you well as well.
Indeed. 또 참고로 오늘이 11월 11일이라고 해서 가래떡 데이라고도 하죠. 농업인의 날을 기념하면서 만들어졌다고 합니다. Alright, so November 11th, 11/11, 농업인의 날, and also 가래떡 day.
Yes.
Okay, keep sending in your answers, questions, messages, suggestions. We have 5 New York Times 1-month subscriptions to give out in the first hour. Okay, let's get to our first News Focus story. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 News Focus 살펴볼게요. 미국 사회의 소득 불평등이 심화하면서 상위 1% super rich의 자산 규모가 40% 중산층 계층의 자산 규모에 육박하는 규모로 불어났다는 보도가 나왔습니다. Let's listen to the story.
The top 1% of U.S. households have enjoyed huge returns in the stock market in the past decade, to the point that they now control more than half of the equity in U.S. public and private companies, according to data from the Federal Reserve. The very richest had assets of about $35.4 trillion in the second quarter, or just shy of the $36.9 trillion held by the tens of millions of people who make up the 50th percentile to the 90th percentile of Americans, much of the middle and upper middle classes. The income needed to exit the bottom 99% of U.S. taxpayers hit $515,371 in 2017.
네, 미국의 super rich 상위 1%를 일컫는 말인데요. 자산 규모가 40% 중산층의 자산 규모에 육박한다고 합니다. Back in 2006, it was not the case at all, but it's just grown and grown. Basically, the polarization is getting more so, I suppose.
Yes, and now the richest people have just as much money as the entire middle class combined.
그렇습니다.
Lower and middle class. It's kind of depressing, isn't it?
It is actually. And there are lots of factors that have been attributed to this low income. The low interest rate is one of them.
Big returns in the stock market in the past decade. Yeah.
All right. So let's look at this expression here.
Right. So the top 1% of U.S. households have had such big success in the stock market in the past decade to the point that they now control more than half of the equity in U.S. public and private companies. So, to the point that is what we're going to look at here. To the point that means to this level or to this bar. If you think about a bar as kind of a standard
Right.
or something to be judged by. Let me give you an example. I'll give you one negative example and one positive example.
Sure.
We were fighting so much, my girlfriend and I, that, it was to the point that we decided to break up. So, to the point that means, well, how much were you fighting? Every day?
Right.
Just every month? Once a month? No. We were fighting so much to the point, to that level, that we decided to break up.
그렇군요. 여기서 포인트는 어떤 지점을 말하는데 A to the point that B 그러면은 B 할 정도로 A를 했다라는 뜻입니다. 헤어질 정도로 싸웠다. That's one negative example.
One positive example, I'll use the same people.
Okay.
Yep. We were getting along so well to the point that we decided to start dating. So, how well were you getting along? Just a little bit? No, much more than that. So much so to the point that we decided to start dating.
그래요. 여기서는 이제 너무나 사이가 좋아서 쿵짝이 잘 맞아서 결국 우리는 데이트하기로 했다, 사귀기로 했다라는 의미로도 쓸 수 있을 텐데요. 사귈 정도로 우리는 서로 뭔가 잘 통했다, 내지는 너무 잘 통해서 사귀게 됐다. 이렇게 해석을 하면 되겠습니다. And in the article here, it actually says that the top 1% have enjoyed huge returns to the point that they control more than half of the equity. 그래서 지난 한 10년 동안 상위 1%가 워낙 많은 어떤 수익을 얻고 이러다 보니 지금은 전체 미국의 자산을 놓고 봤을 때는 거의 중산층과 버금가는 반 정도를 차지한다라는 뜻입니다.
So the very richest had assets of about 35.4 trillion or just shy of the 36.9 trillion held by the 50th to 90th percentile of Americans. So just shy of means just before or just under. Okay, so let's say that I am buying a t-shirt and the cost is 9,900 won. That is just shy of?
만 원.
Exactly. Yeah,
그렇군요.
it's just under. And that under is relative. It can be 9,900, 9,700, 9,400. It doesn't really matter as long as it's in that kind of range, if you know what I mean. So we can use it about money. Obviously. Now, we can use it about time as well. If I say to you, I will arrive at 4:55 p.m.
Okay.
What's a different way that I can say that?
You're going to arrive just shy of 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Just shy of 5 p.m. I'll be there just shy of 5 p.m.
네, 여기서 just shy of 뭐뭐뭐 그러면은 이거보다는 살짝 모자르게 라는 뜻이 있습니다. 실제로 상위 1%의 자산 규모를 보면은 35조 5천억 달러, 그러니까 36조보다는 조금 모자르게 그렇게 기록을 했다라는 뜻인데요. 상위 1%의 총 자산은 35조 달러 정도고요. 그 다음에는 중산층 40%의 총 자산은 36조라고 합니다.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is indeed. Let's listen to the story one more time.
The top 1% of U.S. households have enjoyed huge returns in the stock market in the past decade, to the point that they now control more than half of the equity in U.S. public and private companies, according to data from the Federal Reserve. The very richest had assets of about $35.4 trillion in the second quarter, or just shy of the $36.9 trillion held by the tens of millions of people who make up the 50th percentile to the 90th percentile of Americans, much of the middle and upper middle classes. The income needed to exit the bottom 99% of U.S. taxpayers hit $515,371 in 2017.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 글로벌 기업 공개 IPO 시장의 최대어로 꼽히는 사우디아라비아 국영 석유회사 아람코의 기업 공개가 오는 17일 진행되는데요. 아람코가 지분 0.5%를 개인 투자자의 몫으로 배정한다고 밝혔습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Saudi Aramco will sell up to 0.5% of its shares to individual investors in what could be the largest initial public offering in history. The company said the process begins November 17th and closes December 4th. A final offer price, as well as the number and percentage of company shares that will be sold, will be determined at the end of that period. The much-anticipated IPO was first flagged in 2016 by the government of Saudi Arabia and has faced multiple delays, reportedly amid concerns its finances would be publicly scrutinized. Drone attacks on its key oil facilities in September also raised worries about security and threatened to jeopardize its planned listing.
네, 개인 투자자들의 이제 공모가 있을 예정인데요. 공모에 참여할 수 있는 개인 투자자는 사우디 국민이나 걸프국 출신이고요. 그 다음에 나머지 상장 주식 같은 경우에는 외국 기업 또 기관 투자가들을 상대로 매각한다고 합니다. Alright, unfortunately I am neither Saudi Arabian nor from the Gulf region, so I won't be able to go and apply for this.
That's right, yes. But if you could, well, you wouldn't know until the end of that period, November 17th and ending at December 4th, because at that price, the number and percentage of company shares that will be sold will be determined. And determined in this context means decided.
결정된다라는 뜻의 will be determined가 나왔습니다. 그러니까 그러니까 최초 공모가 그리고 개인하고 기관의 청약이 마감된 후에는 이 공모가가 12월 5일 정도가 되어야 결정된다는 겁니다.
A simple sentence is, I haven't decided yet. A fancier way to say that is, it has yet to be determined.
아하, 그렇군요. 보통 이 determined는 결정되지 않은 것을 주체로 하기 때문에 it has yet to be determined, not I have yet to be determined.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So an example would be if your clients are asking, what is the location of the event going to be? And if you want to say, well, we didn't decide the location yet, that's fine. You can say that.
Yep.
But a fancier way to say that is the location is yet to be determined.
That is a fancy
Sounds
way.
fancy, doesn't it?
It does. And another expression here is jeopardize.
Jeopardize, yes, that's right. So the drone attacks, we're talking about the drone attacks on the oil facilities in September raised worries about security and it threatened to jeopardize the planned listing. Jeopardize is to put in danger. So if you use bad language to your boss, what are you putting in danger?
Your job?
Your job. Don't use bad language to your boss. You are jeopardizing your position. If you are texting your ex-boyfriend while you are dating someone else, what are you putting in danger?
Your relationship.
Don't stop texting your ex. You're jeopardizing your relationship. Putting it in danger.
자, jeopardize 뭐뭐뭐 그러면 무언가를 위태롭게 하다라는 뜻입니다. 그래서 여기서는 이제 앞서 우리가 한 9월 달이었나요? 그때 여러 가지 이제 원유 시설에 뭐 드론 공격이 있었다라는 뉴스를 전해드렸는데 그로 인해서 이렇게 상장되는 것조차도 어렵지 않겠느냐 뭐 이런 얘기도 나왔습니다만 잘 진행이 되고 있습니다. Alright, let's listen to the story one more time.
Saudi Aramco will sell up to 0.5% of its shares to individual investors in what could be the largest initial public offering in history. The company said the process begins November 17th and closes December 4th. A final offer price, as well as the number and percentage of company shares that will be sold, will be determined at the end of that period. The much anticipated IPO was first flagged in 2016 by the government of Saudi Arabia and has faced multiple delays, reportedly amid concerns its finances would be publicly scrutinized. Drone attacks on its key oil facilities in September also raised worries about security and threatened to jeopardize its planned listing.
It's time to remind our listeners of the quiz again.
The money returned when a payment exceeds the amount due is known as number 1, change, number 2, exchange, number 3, interchange.
네, 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 뉴욕타임즈 1개월 구독권 보내드리겠습니다. Let's listen to a little Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue, especially for you. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령과 의견 충돌을 빚다 경질된 존 볼튼 전 백악관 국가안보보좌관이 최근 출판사와 저서 출간 계약을 체결했다는 보도가 나왔습니다. 이 책에 담길 내용에 폭탄 발언이 담길지 관심이 모아지고 있는데요. Let's listen to the story.
John Bolton, former national security advisor to President Trump, has struck a deal to write a book that will come out sometime in 2020 before the presidential election. The book deal comes at a time when Bolton is a much sought-after witness in the impeachment inquiry. He is refusing to testify until a federal judge reaches a decision in the legal fight over claims of immunity for White House officials. Bolton's relationship with Trump soured in the final months of his 18-month tenure over policy disagreements and Bolton's sharp-elbowed approach to his job. 네,
경질된 후, 사임한 후 꽤 긴 시간 몇 달 동안 침묵을 지켜온 존 볼튼 전 국가안보보좌관 책을 쓰기로 했고요. 내년 미 대선 전에 출판이 된다고 합니다. This is going to come out before the presidential election. So, I mean, it could shape the election maybe?
It could.
Yeah?
It might not, but
It
it
might
could.
not,
But
but who knows?
I suspect it will be widely read. People will be very curious
Sure.
about its contents, right?
Absolutely. So let's talk about this.
Yes, so John Bolton, he is the former national security advisor to President Trump, and in this impeachment inquiry, he is a much sought after witness. They really, really want him to testify.
Yeah.
So when someone or something is sought after, then it's in demand.
Right.
That person is in demand, or that thing is in demand, meaning everybody wants it or everybody wants them.
수요가 많다는 뜻의 sought after가 쓰였는데요. Could you maybe think of an example?
I think if you're trying to see a BTS concert these days, you may have a very difficult time getting a ticket.
Yes.
Because that ticket is one of the most sought after tickets in the music industry.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants it. It's in high demand.
BTS 티켓을 구하는 게 정말 힘들죠. 왜냐하면 수요가 많기 때문인데 it's a sought after ticket라고 할 수 있겠습니다.
Do you remember a few years ago when everybody was going crazy for that honey butter? Remember the honey butter boom?
기억나요.
Everything was honey butter. And the chips, if you tried to buy the chips at the convenience store,
Yeah.
sometimes you couldn't find them because they were sold out.
Did you get to try the
I've never tried honey butter.
지금 아직까지도 못 드셔보셨어요?
아직까지 못했어요.
저는 그때 그 이제 한참 유행했을 때 너무 궁금한 거예요. 도대체 어떤 맛이길래 like why are people raving of this? 너무 궁금해서 저도 이 편의점 저 편의점 많이 돌아다녔는데
Yeah.
쉽지 않더라고요. 항상 없어요. 그래가지고 나중에는 저도 왜 그런지 모르겠는데 I called up a few convenience stores
Oh, really?
asking if they had any and they were like no. And we
Yeah.
also don't take reservations.
You cannot pre-order your honey butter chips. Well, the reason you couldn't find those chips anywhere is because they were the most sought-after product
맞아요. 그랬었죠.
in a convenience store for a few months at least, right? Maybe longer.
맞아요. 한때 정말 수요가 많았던 그 과자라 그래야 되나요? 뭐 그 있었는데 기억이 많이 나네요. It was the most sought after chips. You might
Yeah.
say crisps, as we say in England.
That's right.
All right. And another expression here is
Yeah, well, Bolton's relationship with President Trump soured in the final months of his 18-month tenure, they say, over policy disagreements and also Bolton's sharp-elbowed approach to his job. Now, sharp-elbowed, think about if you are walking down a crowded sidewalk.
yes.
How are you going to clear space in front of you? If you are rude.
Use your elbows.
Use your elbows to shove people out of the way, right? And your elbows kind of sharp point
Yeah.
on your body, right? So a sharp-elbowed approach to your job is kind of a figurative meaning of pushing people out of the way. You don't care about, you will do whatever you need to do to succeed. And some people say that for Mr. Bolton, that was his approach to his job. He wouldn't care about other people. He would do what he needed to do to succeed. And that is a sharp-elbowed approach to a job.
아하, elbow가 팔꿈치라는 것을 기억하면은요, 이 길을 갈 때 팔꿈치를 여기저기 이렇게 밀고 지나가면은, 물론 나의 길은 확보가 되겠지만 옆에 사람들은 조금 불편할 수 있겠죠. 그런 식으로 일을 할 때 sharp-elbowed다라고 하면은 굉장히 대담하게, 대범하게 주변 사람들의 시선이나 말에 크게 이렇게 신경 쓰지 않고 나는 이것을 하고 싶다. 이렇게 주장을 하는 겁니다. 그런데 존 볼튼이 아마 이런 스타일로 뭐 여러 가지 정책을 제안을 한 것 같아요. But of course, Mr. Trump is also very sharp-elbowed, and so they clashed a lot, I understand.
Yeah, four sharp elbows, you might say.
그러니까요. 트럼프 대통령과 그래서 좀 의견 충돌이 많았다라는 후문이 있습니다. Alright, with that in mind, and of course looking forward to the book as well, let's listen to the story one more time.
John Bolton, former national security advisor to President Trump, has struck a deal to write a book that will come out sometime in 2020 before the presidential election. The book deal comes at a time when Bolton is a much sought-after witness in the impeachment inquiry. He is refusing to testify until a federal judge reaches a decision in the legal fight over claims of immunity for White House officials. Bolton's relationship with Trump soured in the final months of his 18-month tenure over policy disagreements and Bolton's sharp-elbowed approach to his job.
All right, let's remind our listeners of what the quiz was and give out the answer.
The question was, the money returned when a payment exceeds the amount due is known as blank. Number 1, change. Number 2, exchange. Number 3, interchange. And the answer is number 1.
네, 거스름돈을 뜻하는 단어는요, 가장 짧은 1번 change입니다. 그래서 1번 맞춰주신 분들 중에 5분 추첨했어요. 인원호님, 유정혜님, 이재용님, 9114님, 그리고 한영구님 축하드립니다. 뉴욕타임스 1개월 구독권 보내드릴게요. All right, well, Steve, what is today's expression?
Let's talk a little bit more about sought after. It's a strange pronunciation for the spelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
S-O-U-G-H-T. Now, I gave you a couple of examples about things.
Yes.
A BTS ticket or honey butter chips. What happened to that, by the way?
You can still get it, I think.
Oh, really? Just
yeah,
the
but
boom,
it just,
the boom is over?
Yeah,
I see.
very easily found at supermarkets now.
People can be sought after as well. Paul Matthews
Yeah.
is the most sought after radio guest in Korea.
I know, and we're so privileged to have him on our show.
Everybody wants him.
Exactly.
He is in demand.
I know. It was so hard to get him on the show. I had to, you lure him with sweets and candy.
And honey butter
and
potato
honey
chips.
butter chips.
So that's a fun example. And it just goes to show that people can be in demand, or you can say in high demand as well, if they are really sought after.
그래요. sought after와 비슷한 표현으로 in high demand도 쓸 수 있습니다. 굉장히 수요가 높다. 누구나 다 갖고 싶어 한다라는 뜻인데요. 사람한테도 쓸 수 있고 물건한테도 쓸 수 있습니다. All right, fantastic. Well, that is today's expression. And Jellipo-님 says, Steve 선생님 설명 너무 잘해주세요. 살아있는 예문 너무 재밌어요. Love your explanations, says our listeners there.
Thank you very much. It's a nice compliment. Oh, look at that. Just before I go home for my breakfast, some nice words from
Yes.
Jellipo-님. Thank you very much.
그리고 7817님은요, 사진을 보내주셨는데요. 막내 학교 보내고 조깅 중에 듣고 있습니다. 여기는 부산 명지예요. 라고 하셨습니다. This is the view our listener 7817 is looking at right now as she's jogging, or she or he, and listening to Morning Special.
Oh, wow. Where is that?
부산.
Lovely. Jogging along the ocean in the morning.
How glorious.
Oh, amazing. What a great view. And look at that. There's about 2 clouds in the sky there, and that's it.
Spotless.
Two lonely clouds hanging out together.
It's really lovely. Thank you so much for that message and the picture as well,
Absolutely.
7817님. And a very quick question from one of our listeners, if you could maybe address it, Steve. 크리스틴 님이요. 아까 신쌤이 I'm so sorry 이렇게 했을 때 you said no worries.
Oh, yeah.
But she said she was taught that no worries means you're welcome. But does it have a different meaning is what this person wants to know.
No worries can also mean no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
여러 가지 뜻이 있습니다. No worries는 괜찮아요. No problem이랑 같은 뜻이기도 하고 어떤 때는 my pleasure라는 뜻도 되고요.
Yeah, that's kind of confusing, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
exactly.
two words can have many different meanings.
It's
yeah?
kind of like the English term ta, which can mean thank you and goodbye.
And goodbye, too,
Yes,
right?
I'm going to say that to you now. Ta, Steve.
Can I say it twice?
All right.
Ta-ta.
All right, thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, coming up in hour 2, we have Say What? And books with the much sought after Paul Matthews. Taking us there now is Maria Digby. Say it again.